So we thank our guests and we get a move on here on the right stand to yet another big story, ladies and gentlemen. Biggest ever drug haul in the past 2 decades. The Narcotics Control Bureau has seized 15,000 LSD drug blots and arrested 6 people who are allegedly involved in a pan-India network of drug traffickers. The biggest ever seizure of LSD in the last 2 decades. The last time around, sometime in 2021, about 5,000 blots had been seized. Now, this lot was actually using cryptocurrency and operating through the dark web. Here are some more details about the seizure. It's the largest ever LSD haul, this seizure. International brands, Gamma Goblin and Holy Spirit of Asura. These are the kind of brands that were there. Pan-India darknet trafficking, drug trafficking network with international linkage has now been unearthed and busted. The linkages with nations including the USA, Netherlands, Poland, etc. The method of trafficking was using darknet, social media, cryptocurrencies, couriers and India Post for trafficking of drugs. The mode of transaction was using of virtual identities and cryptocurrency. The motive, easy money, virtual life fame, and also no threat of being detected, no focus or motto in life. The accused, involvement of educated young tech-savvy professionals and students. Quick buck. What damage they're doing to society, no care. Just let's make money out of this. A total of 6 active members of the syndicate have been arrested in simultaneous raids all across the country. The modus operandi was contact through social media sites. Delivery mode was primarily couriers on fake addresses and mobile numbers. Payments were received and made only through cryptocurrencies and their conversion thereof. No verbal communications were made amongst the vendors and buyers. The areas, the locations are Delhi NCR, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh. These are the locations where they were operating and they were also distributing, selling. To tell us more about this, we have with us the Deputy Director General of the Narcotics Control Bureau of India, Gyaneshwar Singh ji. Gyaneshwar Singh ji, namaste. Thank you very much for your time. This is Anand Narasimhan here, and I'm saying namaste to you at a time when the Union Home Minister has also congratulated you and your team for this massive bust. Amit Shah ji has taken to Twitter and said, I commend this entire team for what they have done for this massive bust. Realizing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision to create a drug-free India, the NCB has busted an international narcotics syndicate and seized 15,000 blots, and I congratulate the NCB for this bust and for this achievement. Great coordination, he said, from multiple departments to give this, to bring this to fruition. So can you take us through how this happened, Gyaneshwar ji?
Thank you so much. And thanks to our Prime Minister and Union Home Minister under their able guidance, NCB as an organization, as a team is striving very hard to realize the dream of drug-free India. We are focusing on big networks, the new modus operandi, capacity building, and greater coordination and vigilance. So this is the outcome of technical surveillance, vigilance, and cyber patrolling that we chanced upon one input, which we have been doing for past few months. After developing this input, we started the arrest on 29th of last month, and total 6 arrests have been made, and this is the biggest haul of 15,000 blots of LSD. And I must tell you, LSD is a synthetic drug which is dangerous in terms of proportion and its effects, and unfortunately India is becoming a hub of demand and supply region, being the European nations of Poland and Netherlands. So we were after this syndicate, and we are working still on it, and I expect few more catches and seizures.
What was the motive of the syndicate? I believe you have arrested 6 people, and there are students, tech-savvy individuals who are involved.
Yeah, generally the modus operandi which we see is a use of technology, since it is anonymous, and they are just fearless that they will not be caught. In fact, the members of the group did not know each other. They mostly knew each other with virtual identity. It is contactless usage of fake IDs for telephones, fake addresses. So virtually there is no linkage or no footprint to reach them. So it is becoming very, very difficult to reach them, and all of them are technically very sound. And in fact, what we are witnessing parallelly, they are running tutorials on dark web that NCB has got X, Y, and Z, and they are sending the messages. So this is the environment in which my team is working, and kudos to them that we have been able to bust this network, and we are working on the second cartel, which will still be a bigger story.
We're looking forward to that, but please tell us, how could they use couriers? How could they use India Post? These methods to transport the drug?
See, LSD is a tasteless, odorless, a small piece of paper. So if you take a revenue stamp size paper and cut into two, that is one blot of LSD. It is just chemical coating on the paper which makes it a drug, and one can easily swallow it or chew it to have the high, which they call acid trip. And it has serious implications on health, including heart disease, psychological disorders, etc. But since to carry it, it is very easy to carry. Any piece of paper can be hidden in letter or books. It is very easy to transport through courier. That is why this is catching fancy of the youth. The children are doing this drug without the knowledge of parents, and they can carry it, a very small piece of paper which can be carried anywhere. So they have been misusing the courier networks. It is difficult to scan because it doesn't have any smell or any metal element, so it passes through the scan. So it is just the technical input or human intelligence and vigilance which can lead to success. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult to scan and get through them.
What is the total value of the seizure, and how does it sell in the market? At what rate does it sell in the market?
Typically, if you Google it, depending on the quality, since it is a very high quality product from Poland, as you mentioned, Poland and Netherlands, these two countries are infamous for the supply. Generally, one blot is bought around 4,000 to 7,000 rupees.
Wow.
We refrain from giving a market value as an organization, but it should be more than 10 crores. But more than its value, it is the dangerous part of it, because the legislature has given punishment quantum. They have made a distinction between small quantity, intermediate quantity, and commercial quantity.
Right.
So commercial quantity of this drug is just 0.1 gram. So if one carries 6 blots of LSD, he will be caught and tried for 10 to 20 years of imprisonment. So this is the kind of punishment, 20 years punishment for 6 blots. And we have caught 2,500 times the commercial quantity.
Wow.
So see the damage to the society it could have done. So in that term, it is very, very dangerous in terms of proportion and volume.
How is this coming into India? Were these people also directly sourcing it? Was there a methodology, or is there a network, an established network that is actually bringing it into India and then supplying it to this lot that's been busted now?
Typically, you have various tiers. The mastermind or the main supplier who is sitting in India would contact the vendors through darknet. They will place the order on dark web, pay them through cryptocurrency. The consignment will reach through India Post, arrive at his place, probably a fake address with a fake phone number so that you can't trace them. And from here on, they will contact the buyers on social media sites, darknet, etc. And once the deal is struck, they will send them through local courier and seek the payment through UPIs, single wallets, and like that. So in this whole gamut of things, no identity is disclosed. They use virtual IDs and fake papers to support those IDs. So this is how it works typically.
And which states are the hubs, or which states are the markets? So which state is the collection area? Is there something like that, that this is where it all accumulates and this is where it's consumed the most in our country?
You know, the hubs of students and technical professionals in South India, NCR, we have assessed that these are developing into hubs. And any professional criminal who is well versed with technology, gets into it, gets the reference. And last year we unearthed 3 markets, actually we dismantled, in which there was one rating agency. So you have a market where all these vendors and are rated, who are the drug suppliers. So consumers will rate them according to their services, and according to rating, these foreign vendors will supply them the drugs. So all these things are parallelly being run in a very professional manner, and that's why it is a great challenge for security forces.
My next question, and perhaps the last question to you, is how big is this a challenge internally? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Are you worried that what you've caught today is perhaps the biggest haul in 2 decades, but a lot more is circulating in the market? And the second part to my question is, how do you deal with this challenge of the dark web and crypto, Gyaneshwar ji? Because 70% of the internet is dark web. वो एक अलग माया, अलग दुनिया है. Nobody knows how to crack this. So how do you counter this? Is that your biggest challenge?
Yeah, I'm really worried about the proportion India is being used, and many a times we have seen that it's kind of low-cost proxy war our neighbors have indulged into, and these people, just to make quick money, are getting into this business, and because of technology which has provided them anonymity, they are getting away with this. So LSD is becoming a challenge, and we were after this network. I can't project what could be the volume which is coming in, but definitely it is on rise. But to deal with them, with the blessings of Union Home Minister, NCB is being restructured. We are getting more people. We are hiring technical experts. We are building capacity of our own people, as well as building capacity for our sister concerns. We impart training to state police and other drug law enforcement agencies. We are joining hands, and this case is also a perfect example of cyber vigilance and coordination within the NCB and also with the other agencies. So together we can fight, and I'm really hopeful that we will win.
Gyaneshwar Singh ji, thank you so much for your time, and commendations to you and to the entire team that's gone ahead and conducted this bust, the biggest in 2 decades as far as the LSD bust is concerned. But you say that there is more. So we wish you good luck on that front. The more the merrier in terms of these busts and making India drug free. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.